Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I want to take a moment and talk about 5 things we can do to help us break that cycle of generational trauma. Because we know that many of us grow up with trauma that has been passed down from generations, many generations of our family. But in order for us, or as a community, as a society, or as a family to start doing better and start healing, someone has to take the step. Someone has to break that cycle. So today we're talking about 5 things that you can do to help you break that cycle in your family, or for us to all to do to break that cycle in our family. But before I get into that, I want to take a quick moment and say, if you are subscribed, thank you so very much for being a part of our wonderful world. If you are not yet subscribed, please take a moment and click the subscribe button below so that you can be a part of our wonderful world. And remember to tick the bell so that you are notified when I post new videos so that you don't miss anything. And of course, if you'd like to purchase 1 or 3 of my books, also a link below that will take you to a site that shows you all your options for getting 1 or 3 of my books. Okay, let me get back to it. The first thing we need to do is admit where you are. Many of us grew up in situations where it's not so much that your parents were bad. It's not so much that your parents were not good. It's not so much that your parents were trying to be hurtful. It's that hurt people hurt people. So a lot of us grew up in situations where our parents were passing down the trauma that they experienced to us, where they did certain things that, even though they may remember, or maybe they didn't remember, that how hurtful that was when they experienced it, even though they remember or may not, or may have forgotten how bad they felt when someone did that to them, they still end up doing it to their children. I know one of the things that that often gets talked about is how the idea of corporal punishment stems from for our Black people, stems from that history of slavery, of being where physical punishment was how the slaves were, disciplined. So a lot of people have shared that theory that a lot of the reason that a lot of Black cultures have physical discipline is because that's where that came from. Whatever your feeling on that is, it's just a way to say that a lot of the stuff that our parents did was stuff that their parents did to them, and their parents only did that because it was done to them. So understand that, yes, it came from somewhere, it came from history, but you don't necessarily have to bring it to the next generation. So just admit where you are, admit your level of healing, admit your level of hurt, admit where you need to do more healing so that you can start moving forward, so that you can start taking the steps necessary to fully heal, so that you're not bringing and raising the next generation with the same trauma, with the same pains that your parents raised you with. 2, as I have been talking about, take time to heal from your past. In order to stop perpetuating the same behaviors, we need to heal from them. In order to not, again, hurt people hurt people. It's not because they want to, it's just that's the way it is. So make sure that you take time to heal from whatever hangups you may have, whatever situations that you're still dealing with, that you're still holding on to. Take the time to heal from those, because once you have healed, then you can start engaging in different behaviors. Then you can start doing things differently. Then you can start acting from a healed place instead of a hurt place. Whatever it is that you need to do, if you need to have a conversation with the people who hurt you, whether it was your parents or other people in your past who caused you pain, deal with them. Take the time and deal with whatever pains that you have carried from childhood into adulthood. Whatever pain you are experiencing, whatever pains that you've been holding on to, take the time to heal from that. Because until you heal from that, a lot of your behaviors will be guided by that. A lot of your actions will be motivated by that pain. That pain will have a little bit more or too much control of the things that you do, a little bit too much control of your behaviors, of your future, of your interactions with other people. So make sure that you take the time and heal from whatever it is from your past might still be hurting you. 3, be mindful not to repeat what was done to you, not to repeat what you endured. A lot of us grew up in situations or in homes and families where we may not appreciate the way things were done at home. We may not, and I see this a lot especially when with young adults as they start coming into their voices and they start feeling where they can tell their parents, "Hey, this is how I felt. This is what I thought you did. This is how I experienced certain things that were done." But when you become the parent, when you become that head of household, it's important to be mindful that you're not repeating the same things that your parents did that you feel that were not right, that you remember hurt you. It's important that you are mindful to not repeat that. If you felt a certain way about the way your parents disciplined, maybe you need to be more mindful to discipline in a more positive way, in a way that's more corrective instead of punitive. Maybe you want to discipline in a way that still takes in the whole child. There's all sorts of movements happening. But one thing we know is that we have a tendency, especially when we're upset, to fall back to what we know, to what we have experience with. So a lot of times you end up doing the same things that your parents did, whether or not you like it. But making sure that you're, being attentive, being mindful of your behavior towards your children or towards children in your care, towards, the next generation, so that you're not repeating the same hurt that you endured, that you're not putting another generation through that same pain. 4, do not allow those who traumatized you to traumatize your children. Sometimes we grow up and we have this thing of, oh yeah, my parents did this. It wasn't right. My parent, or maybe your parents had actually one of the things that brought the thought to do this video was I was somewhere and I heard a grandma talking to grandchildren. I'm sure grandchildren that she loves because, hey, their parents thought, hey, let's send them to grandma. And the language, the words, she called these children all sorts of things. You know how they say everything but a child of God? Yeah, that's what grandma was saying to these children. But if grandma's saying it to the grandbabies, grandma probably said to mama or daddy the same things, but you didn't. After you grow up and you survive that level of handling, let me just put it that way. After you survived that upbringing, it's important that you're not exposing your child to the same thing. That you're not exposing your child to someone who's gonna call them a dumb ass. Yes, that grandma actually said that, and I was cringing, trying my best to not get involved and get my butt beat by grandma. But those are the things that we need to make sure that we're doing. The people that hurt you, do not allow them to hurt your children the same way. If your parents had a way of disciplining that you didn't feel was appropriate, that hurt you, that you felt that did some damage, don't let your parents do the same thing to your children. If your parents spoke with you in a certain way, do not allow them to do the same thing to your children. Yes, one part of, I already said, make sure that you're not doing it. But it is your responsibility as a parent to make sure that you're protecting both your mental health and that of your children. So that means that not exposing them or not allowing the people who hurt you in the past, as you're still struggling, or maybe you have recovered from the hurt that they caused, or maybe you're still working to recover from the hurt that they caused. As you're in that process, wherever you are in that journey, make sure that you're not allowing those people to inflict that same hurt on your children. 5, exercise patience. Changing the way you operate in the world is not the easiest thing to do. Changing the way you view the world, changing the way you present in the world is not easy. Sometimes you will work hard, you will do everything, and sometimes you will slip. So take the time and be patient with yourself. Give yourself room to become proficient. Give yourself room um to get it, to make this new whatever habit that you're creating a norm for you. Give yourself time, give yourself the opportunity to grow into this new person, this person that is making sure that you're not hurting the next generation of your family, the next generation of our society. Make sure that you give yourself time. If you feel that you happen to stumble, okay, you stumble, accept it, acknowledge it, and move forward. Make a plan to move forward. Okay, this moment was difficult for me. This is why this moment was difficult. And make a plan. Okay, this is how I will handle it in the future. We're not perfect. We don't always get it the first time. So give yourself some leeway to get to adjust. And that also means same thing applies to the other people in your life, because even as you're making the changes, they may not be as quick as you are. This is not to say that you're going to allow them to continue to do and traumatize your children the way they did you. But it means that understanding that even if they are trying, even if they're working on it, sometimes they may slip up, and give them some space to slip up, but make sure they catch themselves and fix it. They don't get a pass just because they're human. It just means that because they're human, you give them an opportunity to fix whatever it is, wherever they stumble. But most importantly, give yourself a break. Give yourself time to adjust and make that change that you're working on. Okay, let's do a quick recap. 1, admit where you are. Whether you're healed, whether you're in the journey of healing, admit where you are, because until you know and admit where you are, it becomes very difficult for you to start working on getting to the next phase. 2, take the time to heal from your past. The things that we grew up with, the hurts that we've carried through our upbringing into our adulthood, they will impact what we do, how we move forward. So make sure that you take the time to heal from whatever it is that you've carried with you, so that you can move forward in a healed fashion instead of in a hurt fashion. 3, be mindful not to spread or repeat the same pain that you endured, not to pass that on to your children or to pass that on to the next generation, because we tend to do the same things that we learned with the ways that we grew up. We want to raise our children that way a lot of times. So be mindful not to pass on that hurt. And 4, do not allow the people who hurt you, who traumatize you, to traumatize your children. Even if that's your parents, it's important that you're able to speak up for yourself as well as your children, to make sure that you're protecting your mental health as well as the mental health and future mental health of your children. And finally, exercise patience. Changing takes time. Changing takes effort. So sometimes you may stumble, sometimes you may struggle. So give yourself time to be human. Give yourself time to adjust. Give yourself time to get to whatever level you're working to get towards. As always, if you or someone you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that there are professionals like myself who are available, able, and willing to help, and are even providing remote services who can assist with whatever you may have going on. So please figure out who those people are in your community, so that if you need them, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.